So recently, Toyota announced the new 2024 Landcruiser 250. That means the Prado is waving us goodbye and the L250 is now in the market. Basically, we as Kenyans have a lot to remember the Prado with, because most, if not all, of our politicians use them as their means of transport. You know, the rollovers, the usability claims by work drivers, the getting stuck in shallow mud by inexperienced drivers. I mean, you name them. So here is everything you need to know about the new 2024 Landcruiser 250. So the L250 is a man of its own. It doesn't look like the Prado, which was rumored to be the gay brother of the Landcruiser. And it also doesn't look like the Landcruiser 300, which is a plus, because once you go and buy the L250, you won't feel like you're buying a low budget 300 or you're buying a facelifted Prado. But when it comes to the FG Cruiser, I feel like they'll have something to say about it because of the boxy look, which is a plus because it gives the driver less blind spots and a great command view, which roaders really emphasize on that. So I don't think I'll talk about the headlights or the color because I lean more on the performance oriented talk. And I feel like if you really don't like the color of your car, just take it for a pedicure. Number 2, chassis. So this boxy thing sits on a ladder frame chassis. Do you know what that means? Flex. It flexes good on off-road, which is good for traction. You know what that means too? That it's gonna have more body rolls on high speeds at corners, which means that it's not gonna be a speed demon, but anyway, it wasn't even made for that. Number 3 is the engine. So technically, this boxy thing needs to move here. So this is where the 2.7 naturally aspirated engine kicks in. I know what you're thinking, the sluggish 1HZ, right? Come on, be positive. The naturally aspirated engines are meant for reliability because it's possible for them to outlive most marriages, if not relationships, because they are very, very reliable. So the petrol engine will cook up some 163 horsepower and 246 Newton meters of torque. Not much, right? For the deep-pocketed people like you, we have the 2.4 liter turbo petrol, which gives out 281 horsepower and 430 Newton meters of torque. You like it diesel? Well, you're also sorted because they have a 2.8 liter turbo cooking 204 horsepower and 500 Newton meters of torque. Sounds like a fair deal, right? And you're not even done. There is more. Imagine a 2.4 petrol engine with an electric motor cooking up 330 horsepower and 630 Newton meters of torque. Imagine. I can see you smiling at the mention of that. So the fourth one is transmission. Transmission is sent to the wheels via an 8-speed automatic transmission, and it's a full-time 4-wheel drive, and it also has a 6-speed for the petrol. And also, if you love adventure, the Landcruiser 250 can tow up to 3.5 tons. Imagine. So the fifth point is the interior. So there is a 5-seater and a 7-seater version compared to the number of friends or how big your family is. So you have to, however, note that this L250 is slightly lower and slightly shorter compared to the older car, but it has a longer wheelbase, so your seating won't be compromised at all. Number 6 is off-road. It's a full-time 4-wheel drive and has a rear diff lock. It also has a 360 camera, which is really good for obstacle avoidance. And I'd really like to tell you about the driving assist system, but it's really basic. But it has an electric steering wheel, which is a real deal if you ask me. So I know you're impressed and you like it, but I really don't like the look your bank account is giving you. So here's the thing, you still have time to fix your bank account balance before the release next year. So in conclusion, this is what I like and I don't like about the L250. So for the likes, I love the engine options and the towing capacity because the 3.5 tons is a lot. It's not like there is much from the old Landcruiser Prado, but the electric motor and the anticipated hybrid is key. The front anti-roll bar is also key because it will reduce body roll on highways, and when disconnected, it will give great performance when it comes to off-road. The box shape is also great, and yeah, those are my likes. So let's go to the dislikes. So for my dislikes, isn't it easy to confuse the L250 with the Toyota FJ at night? And also I have a question. Did the Land Rover copy Toyota FJ or did Toyota FJ copy Toyota? And I also feel like the L250 should have just You should have given it its own look, like to differentiate it from the two. Isn't it the same game that the Jimny played with the Defender and the G-Wagon? Another dislike is I also feel like Toyota is really moving slowly towards electric cars. I mean, I expected something more electric, like the plug-in hybrid. All in all, it's a great deal. I won't even fantasize about manual shifts because it's 2023, but who wouldn't have minded paddle shifts? I mean, not me.